Okay, so we want to explore how we might evaluate double integrals over general regions. I already explained that the idea behind it is that we still partition using rectangles, and as the number of pieces in our partition increases, the rectangles get smaller and fill more of the region. So when we take a limit, we can still get the volume of the surface over that region. So suppose we want to find the double integral over the region R, where R is a general region of f of x, y, dA. So we're still trying to find volume. And our region R is described as the x values are between two constants, but the y values are between two simple functions, g of x and h of x. So the way that we're going to tackle this is, we can choose the limit of integration, the order of integration, but when we're dealing with rectangular regions. But with general regions, the order of integration really matters, and it's critical in making the right choice. So when we have functions, when y is between two functions, we're going to integrate first with respect to y. So vertically first, which means that we hold x constant, we integrate vertically and would add up all the volumes of the little rectangular prisms along as y changes, and we keep doing that along x. So if y is between two simple functions, that will be the integral that we start with. So we would set this up as the integral from our lower function g of x to our upper function h of x for y, and then this is f of xy dy, and this part means we hold x constant and integrate with respect to y first. So if our functions are in terms of x, y equals g of x, y equals h of x, when y is between two simple functions, we say that this is, our choice for integration is y simple, where we have chosen to integrate with respect to y first. And then we need to, since this gives us the area of a slice, then we need to add up all those slices as x varies. And so on the outside, we're going to have our integral from a to b, and on the outside, our differential will be dx. So this is called y simple. Our functions are defined in terms of x, and we integrate vertically first, and after we've done that, then we go horizontally. Okay, let's do an example where we have this kind of situation, and then we'll talk about x simple in our next video. So let's suppose that we have the following function that we want to integrate over the region. So our function's 2xy dA, and the region over which we're integrating are the set of points on the xy plane such that x is between 0 and 1/2, and y is between 0 and the square root of 1 minus x. Okay, so the most important thing when working on these problems is to make a sketch of the region. That's the first thing we should do, because that's going to be really helpful in figuring out our order of integration, which is key to solving these problems. So let's make a sketch of the region on the xy plane. And so here's my x-axis and my y-axis, and y equals 1 minus root x is a square root function that's been reflected and shifted to the right. So it looks like this. And this point of intersection must be 1, right? Yeah, this is 1. And our x, so that's our function, y equals the square root of 1 minus x, and x will go from 0 to 1/2. So our region is actually this piece. That's the region over which we're going to integrate our surface so we can find its volume. All right, so because our region is between two functions of y, we're going to set up our inside integral with respect to y. So this is going to be called y simple, since y is between two simple functions, which means that I'm actually going to integrate vertically first, hold x constant and integrate as y changes. We'll integrate vertically first, that's y simple, and then we'll integrate horizontally. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit at the end of why this is a better idea anyway. But let's set up our integral. So our integral will be set up. Our y will go from 0 to the square root of 1 minus x. Oops, I thought that was an eraser. Sorry about that. Let me undo this. X. And our function is still 2xy, and we're integrating with respect to y first. See if I can make that look like an x. And then we will integrate from 0 to 1/2 when we integrate horizontally with respect to x. So there's our setup. I'm going to come back to that, but I want to discuss why setting up with respect to x is possible but not advised. So let's just take a look at what would happen if we had set up the first integral with respect to x. So we have our function looks like this, and I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to talk about what happens when we try to do that. It's doable, but let's think about what we would have to do. So there's our region, R. And if we want to integrate with respect to x first, that means we would go in this direction, which is perfectly fine. Go in this direction, great. Our x's are between two values, but then look at what happens here. At this level, above that, our x values are between two different values of x, right? So here, the green part, our x values are always between 0 and 1/2. So we would set up one integral from 0 to 1/2 for x. But this part is going to be between 0 and this function solved in terms of x, which we can do. But that means that we would need two different integrals, two separate double integrals, in order to integrate with respect to x first. So if we want to do, if we integrate with respect to x first, and that's fine, we could do that. We would also need to rewrite our function so that x is some function of y. So those are the things that we would need to do if we decide to integrate with respect to x first. So the best way to decide which direction to integrate is to ensure that choosing a certain direction is not going to require you to change functions as you're integrating, or to change the bounds of your, to set up two separate integrals, right? So let's write that down in some way. So when we choose which direction to go, so choose first variable of integration, try to choose so that you don't have to, so that your direction does not require a change of functions. So direction does not require a change of functions on the xy plane, which would lead to two or more double integrals. It's doable, but that would lead to two or more double integrals, and that can be a little bit messy. So my advice is to choose the first variable for integration. First, check that you're always between the same two functions within your region. All right, so let's return to our integral and let's solve it, and that will wrap up this video. So our example continued. We have integral from 0 to 1/2. integral from 0 to the square root of 1 minus x and our function. And so since we're integrating with respect to y first, that means here we're first going to hold x fixed, so we treat it like a constant. So let's go ahead and integrate. So on the outside, we still have our integral from 0 to 1/2 with respect to x. On the inside, this will be 2xy squared over 2, so just xy squared because the 2's will cancel. And we're integrating this from y equals 0 to y equals the square root of 1 minus x. And let's not forget the dx that tells us how to integrate the first integral, our variable of integration for the first integral. So here we'll have, let's apply the fundamental theorem of calculus. So remember, we're evaluating y. So we'll have x times the square root of 1 minus x squared minus 0 dx. And so this becomes integral from 0 to 1/2 of the x is not squared, by the way. I need to be a little bit careful here with notation because x is not squared, just the y. There we go. So this will give us x times 1 minus x dx, or integral from 0 to 1/2 of x minus x squared dx. And we can integrate that. We get, using the power rule, x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3 from 0 to 1/2. And that's going to be a 1/8 from the first term. And then 1/2 cubed is 1/8, so that's a 1/24. And then when we subtract what we put in, we have 0. That will just be 0. So this is going to be 3/24 minus 1/24, which is 2/24 or 1/12. So there is our volume of our surface over our general region.